Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome back to the Black Tapes. This is cool. I really like this, and I like the fact that the way I decided to do it, we're listening to this together for the first time. So we're going to start. There's going to be a little overlap.
We can set something up.
Accidentally hit the wrong button. There's going to be a little bit of overlap with the end of the last Black Tapes I did, but we're going to move forward and we'll see what kind of scary, creepy things are out there in the world.
The phone or Skype. Thank you again for your interest in Dr. Strand. Goodbye.
If you had told me 3 weeks ago, when my producers and I were outlining this show, that I'd be walking through an abandoned mental hospital, looking for evidence of residual poltergeist activity, I'd probably have politely suggested you be committed. But that's exactly where I ended up.
Yeah, my wife suggests that I need to be committed all the time, so yeah, it is what it is.
And so will you, if you stay with us after the break.
I like the organ.
Hey, Emily. Sorry, we got a little lost.
Did you turn on Lakeview?
I think so.
It used to go right through, but now there's a divider, so you need to go around 9th Avenue, past that little coffee boat drive-through.
Oh.
Hey, I'm Donnie.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is Donnie. He'll be running most of our equipment, and this is Tina, our clairvoyant.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, my apprehensive nature toward clairvoyancy, I have some theories on that, but that is way too long for a video for that. But it has to do with how our senses process, how fast they process things, and leaps of faith based on logic and stuff that you've learned, knowledge. That's the word I was looking for, knowledge.
Emily, on your website, it mentions that you're a clairvoyant as well?
I'm a medium by profession, but I experience some light clairvoyance.
Oh, okay. How far is the hospital from here?
We're here.
Where?
There.
City Trust is a small credit union that sat near the shore of Lake Mantino since 1987. It is about an hour south of Chicago. It doesn't look haunted. In fact, it's basically the corner of a strip mall. But its location has a more notorious history. Okay,
Yeah, things with notorious histories can be fun.
disclosure time. Dumont alluded to us creeping around an abandoned mental hospital, not a small-town credit union.
This spot is where what became known as the Mantino Madness happened. It was 1939. Almost 400 of the patients came down with typhoid fever. It was awful. At least 100 patients ended up dying.
Yeah, typhoid fever, especially back in the 1930s and 40s, was not something to play with.
Apparently, the credit union sits atop land that was once occupied by a psychiatric hospital from the 1930s. It housed nearly 6,000 patients and a staff of 760. In 1939, something happened here that would become national news and eventually leave a national radio podcaster and a professional ghost hunting team standing outside a strip mall. Dumont.
Yeah, that would be something to look into, see if that is based in reality, inspired by reality, or actual reality.
Dumont probably believes that she told me it was a credit union and not the infamous Mantino Mental Hospital. She did not.
I don't know. Credit unions and mental hospitals. Well, that's just my opinion of credit unions, and if you have a better opinion of credit unions than I do, you're probably a better person than I am.
The hospital closed in 1985. Over on the North Campus is a veterans home, which is very nice. There's a college just back there. This parcel of land was leased to a variety of businesses.
The building's manager, Walter, was waiting for us inside. The credit union had closed permanently a week earlier, and the space was currently available for lease. The security system was still operational.
So this is the security tape from 2 weeks ago. Place was still open then. As you can see by the timestamp, it's just after midnight.
And there's no one in the building. Not even a janitor or a security guard.
Not at midnight.
And this is when it happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is beginning to get a little kind of freaky, crazy.
Here, I queued it up. That's what I'm talking about.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm going to describe what I saw on that tape. It was typical security camera footage, camera angle down from a high corner facing the lobby. There was nothing, just a set of doors. Then, one of the doors opened. Slowly. By itself.
That's not an automatic door?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead and rule the automatic door out. And once you rule that out, it becomes kind of eerie.
Oh man. Here. Take a look at the other angle.
That's the rear lobby.
Same doors, different angle.
It's empty.
Yes, ma'am.
Walter showed us the footage from the camera facing the rear lobby, basically the reverse angle of the other tape. We're seeing both sides simultaneously, and the door just opens. Slowly. By itself. Even now, as I'm describing what I saw, I'm getting goosebumps. We went to examine the door for ourselves. It wasn't automatic. Walter had to leave, so he left us to lock up. An excited Dumont spoke with Donnie and Tina in hushed tones while I stood there, going over every scary thing I'd heard about or imagined about mental health living conditions in the early 20th century.
So, what do you...
Yeah, the America did not have the best record for treatment of mental health at that particular time. Not that it's much better now, but back then it was kind of spooky.
You think is going on?
Clearly something is present here.
Clearly?
Phone.
Well, this door is too heavy to be moved by wind or another force.
Do you think it might be supernatural?
Definitely. The EMF readings are off the charts.
Do you think it might be the ghost of one of the typhoid victims?
Well, I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Of course not.
It could be a spirit, what you refer to as a ghost, maybe a patient, but it could also be a nurse or a doctor, or it might be a lesser entity, a vortex or portal spirit.
Is there any way to find out?
I think they're gonna try. Give it,
There is.
How?
We asked them.
And ask them we did,
That's why you have the medium.
after the break. The five of us stood in the main room near the door. On his way back from the car with equipment, Donnie claimed to see an apparition, an old man in the credit union window. More about this later. Donnie set 2 flashlights on the floor, one with a red gel, one blue. Apparently this is a common ghost hunting or clairvoyant thing.
I don't know about clairvoyance or ghost hunting. I just know when you're doing astronomy and you're adjusting like your telescope or something, you use a red light most commonly, but you can use a green or a blue or something like that, so the white light doesn't overpower or mess up your night vision.
We're going to talk to the spirit through the lights. Donnie turned on the flashlights and unscrewed the tops, just enough to turn them off. The idea being, if the spirit wants to talk, it can touch or push the top of the light and that will turn the light back on. We were standing in the middle of a dark room where a scary old mental hospital once stood. I was getting suitably freaked out.
If I can get everybody to stand around the lights in a circle, thank you.
It won't take the spirits much energy to turn the flashlights on and off.
So, we're all standing there, waiting. There was a small amount of moonlight shining through the window, enough to see the flashlights on the floor and the outlines of everyone. It was quite a mood.
My name is Emily Dumont. I'd like to be able to speak with you.
And this is kind of getting into that kind of spooky stuff. Hence the name, The Black Tapes.
Could you turn one of the lights on?
And the red light switches on. We were looking right at it. There was clearly nobody touching it. Crazy.
Thank you. Please turn it off.
And then, after a moment, it was off.
Now I'd like the blue light to be
And then she
yes
told the
and
spirit
red
that she
light
wanted the
to be
blue light
no.
for yes
Is this
and the red
okay
light
with
for
you?
no.
Blue for yes, red for no.
The blue light flashed on, just for a moment. I have to admit, it was kind of terrifying.
We went over every inch of that place in advance for light switches, for remotes, and we watched Donnie and Tina very closely. They didn't move at all.
That's my producer, Nick. He was just as freaked out as I was.
There had to be some explanation. I mean, we had to be over a flight path, or could it be maybe like rumble from an underground pipe?
I don't think an underground pipe would explain what happened next.
Oh my god. Was that the door?
And we're going to leave that on a cliffhanger just because that's a good place to leave things. Especially in this type of video. And as always, I encourage you to go check the links down in the description below, down there. Enjoy yourselves, have fun, be a good human, be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?